Hi everybody, Matty here from BDC TV. We have another great episode of On the Sofa With coming your way very shortly. But before, I'm going to ask you, as always, to check out our social media. You'll find all the links in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to BDC TV. Tell your friends about it and get them to subscribe too. This way you won't miss any of the amazing content that we have coming your way. So get it done. Anyway, on to our episode of On the Sofa With. Thrilled to be joined by Duz from the Lathums. Good to see you, mate.
Thanks for having me, pal.
Hey, absolute pleasure. Great to see you here. Now, this is a good day for you.
It is.
It's new drum day. I always like to be able to say that. And so you've just had a look at them for the first time.
Hi.
What do you think?
Amazing. I mean, it's better than Christmas, new drum day. That's what I always say.
Yeah, I mean, you're a young guy still. I'm old-ish, and I still get excited on new drum day. So I'm glad it's the same for everybody.
No, it's the last day.
I've just been having a nose round, and I'm sensing a bit of John Bonham, style going on there. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend to, I hope, every drummer ever, especially me though. So
yeah,
I'm paying him homage on the kit. Whether I can make it sound the same is another question.
I'm sure you'll have a good go.
I'll have a good go, yeah.
And the sizes are pretty much, well, they look pretty much identical. Is that right?
Yep. 26 by 14 kick, 14-inch rectum, 16/18.
Yeah.
Float.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it. So obviously here picking up today, you've just had a photo shoot. I mean, the shirt is not quite the same green, but
Not quite. It's close enough though. I'd say.
yeah. So you picking this kit up, I'm guessing this is for the upcoming tour, which you've got.
Yep, it is. So we got UK through March and then Europe through April.
Because it's kind of all happening. You've got your new album out very shortly. By the time the interview comes out, obviously it will have been out already. But this is like, it must be so exciting for you at the moment.
Always nice to, start a new album cycle, a new tour cycle. So to have gear like this to play on through it's a privilege.
Absolutely. So your album is out. When's the date of the album?
3rd of March.
And the tour starts pretty much at the same time.
Yeah.
So slightly unusual in the fact that you're going to be playing material that people may not have heard or only heard a couple of times. Is that kind of daunting?
Not particularly daunting. Not for us anyway, because we've been playing them for months now.
Of course.
But what I like with situations like that is seeing people trying to sing along with the words they know.
Yeah.
So far, I like that. Because then the next time, if you see them again in the next gig and they know all the words.
Yeah, learn a bit at a time.
Yeah, well done.
It's but obviously, you know what it's like. People like what they know. And obviously the stuff off the first album, the debut album, is, it's a no-brainer and they're going to love that. But as you say, it must be nice going out and having fresh material to play as well.
It is, definitely. It's always nice to give the fans something new to listen to as well. We like to play new songs before they're released live, just for the fans.
Sure.
Give them a bit of a teaser.
And it's nice to see that reaction as well, I'm sure, of, how it goes, how well it goes down. And
yeah, definitely. That's how we kind of gauge some of the more energetic tunes. We kind of put them into the live set and see how the crowd reacts, and then we know what energy to put into it in the studio.
Yeah. And I suppose the good thing now, or the bad thing, I don't know which way you look at it, the more albums you have, I guess the set list is going to be harder to choose because you've only got a certain amount of time on stage.
Yeah, definitely. We've struggled a bit with this March tour one. I think we're going to have quite a few set lists we're going to chop and change from and just keep it fresh.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have that flexibility, isn't it?
It is.
Just, stop me getting bored.
You can never have too many songs.
Absolutely not. So, well, look, let's talk about the drums for a minute. I'm guessing this is your third BDC kit.
Mm-hmm.
So just explain, how did you end up being an endorsee with BDC?
So we've been on tour with the Blossoms.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Joe is with British Drum Co. I'd seen his kits. I've been chatting to Jim RTM you met before. And then it all kind of just rolled from there. I'm not sure who contacted who, but it was like a natural kind of thing. Came in, got on with everyone really well, ordered a kit, and been in love with the kits ever since.
Because it's obviously, and I say this every time we're doing On the Sofa With, but when you go around the factory, and I'm sure you did the tour and everything,
Yeah.
you see the love and detail that goes into it, you know, not just into the drums themselves, but everything. It's got to be a selling point, that, hasn't it?
Definitely. I mean, the experience you get through there
Yeah.
is completely different to like anywhere else I've ever been. The first time I came, they were showing me all the woods and all the molds and the spray room and everything.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind. I've liked drums since I was like a kid, so to see them actually getting made and see the process, where they come from, how they do it, it's amazing. Especially how they do it here, because it's mental, all that cold press stuff.
I know it's to know that you might have actually seen some of the plies that are in your drums in there, and all of a sudden you've got this brand new. Are we allowed to talk about the colour? Why not? We'll see by the time this comes out. So it's kind of. Would you say it's British Racing Green? Is that what you specified?
I didn't specify that, but it's kind of the conclusion we came to. Yeah, it was like that was the colour,
and it really works, because obviously at the moment, you know, there's sparkles, there's racing stripes, but it's just flat and it works, doesn't it? It looks amazing,
very classy.
Yeah, absolutely, it really does. And I say, I bet you can't wait to get behind it.
Oh yeah, it doesn't.
No, so and did you notice? Obviously, we were talking before we were filming, and you said on your first tour you didn't say what it was, but you said the drums weren't great. Did you notice the difference the first time you got behind your BDC kit?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And I had drum kits before, but they weren't, you know, they weren't professional at all.
Yeah.
So to get someone like this behind me and give me kits and the standard and quality that they're at, it blew my mind.
Yeah, I can well imagine. I know the way you feel. Obviously, I have one myself and absolutely love it. Well, look, let's go back to kind of the beginning for you, which wasn't that long ago. I mean, you know, you're all young guys. So where did drums start for you?
So when I was small, a young boy, I got in trouble in school for tapping on the tables every single day since I was about 6 until now. You know, I still do it. But obviously
Not in school anymore, though.
not in school anymore. But obviously no parent wants to buy an 8-year-old a drum kit, do they?
No.
So it was only 12. I was 12 when I got my first drum kit. But then I never left it alone. So, and now here we are. So.
And did you go down the lessons route, or did you just kind of work it out yourself?
And so I started off kind of just tinkling about on it when I first got it, and then I knew I wanted to take it seriously, so I started getting lessons, and then I actually started teaching where I got lessons.
See, that makes it. If you can teach as well, I think it makes such a difference to the understanding of how things work. And I think that's, you know, even if you teach a little bit, it kind of makes a bit more sense.
Definitely.
Personally.
Also, if you're teaching it every day, it'll never leave you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then, obviously, I mean, the Lathums haven't been going in the grand scheme that long.
Not at all.
And they've had this rise, sort of almost a vertical rise. It's just, you know, it's like got the Midas touch. Everything's just happened all at once, hasn't it? I mean, how did you meet the guys?
So we met in college, which is where I got taught and taught.
Yeah.
And then we went to college together there. And it was actually a college project. So it was like we had to be in this band to do this college unit. So we did that, and it was all great. And then we just carried on jamming after college and stuff, and got ourselves some gigs, and just never stopped.
Because your tutors in college now must be like, this is kind of surreal band that they threw together just for a project. All of a sudden, is taking on the world big time. Yeah. Have you ever seen any of them since?
So we work with a guy called John Kettle. He worked in that college, and he produced our first few tunes, like The Great Escape and This Place of Yours and all that early stuff. He worked in the college as he did the tech lessons.
Sure.
So all the recording and stuff. But we still work with him now as like a pre-prod kind of thing before we go in the studio to work through the songs with us.
It must be thrilled though.
Yes,
because it's a great success story, isn't it? And it's a good selling point for the college as well.
Definitely, yeah.
So it's now amazing. So obviously, the band's going and you've worked hard, done lots of supports and stuff. And then you get this major deal. What was that like? It must have been just like dream come true, wasn't it?
Very surreal, yeah. Especially because at the time we were all still working in pubs or like moving bricks and, just doing it as a hobby more than anything. So for that to come from that and, leaving our jobs at the pubs and stuff, it was literally a dream come true.
I bet you can remember that day when you just sort of went, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, well, I'd never had to leave a job before, so I didn't know how to hand my notice in. So I got a bit of receipt paper out the till and said, I'm leaving. Gave it to them.
She literally wrote it down. I'm leaving.
This is my notice.
Did you wait till the end of the shift at least?
No. The first thing when I got in.
You'd have probably done it over the phone to me.
I know.
Oh, what a gent. I love it. Oh, amazing. And then obviously you chose, well, I don't know, did you choose to record at Park Street? Did you keep it in the Northwest on purpose or?
Yeah, I think with our first album, we've never been into a professional studio before. So I think it was good to keep it kind of close to home, sort of within our management and label circle kind of thing. And I think we made a really good choice going with Park Street with James Skelly and Chris Taylor.
Yeah, it's a really experienced team that with great ears. I mean, it's a great studio anyway. And I think it's nice that you've kept it in the Northwest. So how long did the album take to record?
I think the first one took 5-6 weeks.
Okay, which in the grand scheme isn't that long.
Not long at all, but we did have all those tunes years before we went in the studio, so it was all prepared. And I mean, it was in lockdown when we did that first album actually, which was a bit of a silver lining.
Yeah,
because otherwise we wouldn't have had time to record that album.
Yeah, of course. So all the songs were literally rehearsed tight, so you weren't having to waste any time fine tuning the songs as such.
Not really. I mean, there was a few. There's a few when we got in the studio where like we had these tunes that hadn't been finished, but we knew that they'd suit in between these two songs, so we got it done and finished them off and made it work.
And did you enjoy the recording process?
Yeah.
Are you a studio guy? Is that
yeah?
Like
so I did a year of tech in college before the lads joined the college, and then I did performance and obviously met them. So I like all the wires and buttons and stuff.
And do you get geeky with drum sounds? Obviously, you're not producing the album, but do you get a say in it, or do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the second album, what we did with Jimmy Bass, we did loads of like just strange techniques and using stuff you wouldn't normally use. So using like timpani drums to keep a little roll going under it while I'm playing a beat and stuff like that.
Yeah,
loads of experimental stuff, and we just have fun with it.
Does this mean you're going to get some timpani?
Fingers crossed. Look, I'll speak to management about that one.
And I have to say, you're sat in front of me, but I'm going to say nice things about you. You're a real song player, aren't you? That was one of the questions I was going to ask earlier, and I didn't, but I kind of wanted to save it till now. Who were your influences as drummers? Because the way you play is really nice, and it's in a total non-show off. It's not chops. It's just taste.
Serve the song. That's what you gotta do. So John Bonham and Dave Grohl are my top two.
Right. Okay.
Obviously both pretty heavy drummers.
Yeah, sure.
But John Bonham especially very melodic in the way he uses the kit and techniques and style issues and stuff like that. What he uses just absolutely blows my mind. So I strive for that.
The songs you get to play are, and we were talking about this, I was listening to your album, and it's not what I expected at all. It doesn't sound modern. The production's beautiful, don't get me wrong, beautifully crafted pop songs, but style-wise, there's so much in, and it could be, I hear country, I hear Simon and Garfunkel, I hear two-tone ska, obviously that's an easy one to work out, but was that an intention, just to go in with every style under the sun?
It wasn't really an intention, it's just more of how we work, because we want to keep it, we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves, and as individuals, we all like so many genres of music. We don't back down ideas. If a song sounds like it's from the 50s, we'll make it sound like it's from the 50s. If it sounds like a rock song from the 90s, there you go, that's what we're going for.
But that is, I just think that's superb and a great attitude to have. And I suppose it opens up, you know, the Lathums to a wider range of.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not been to one of your gigs yet. I hope we'll remedy that shortly. But I mean, what kind of people do you get at your gigs? What kind of age range? Is it younger, older?
We tend to have a bit of an older crowd.
Yeah.
Which you can probably understand with, you know, the range of music. But as of late, as these album 2 songs have been coming out, the singles, we've noticed a change in the crowd. It's been getting younger and diverse in, you know, genders and everything. We try to appeal to everyone.
Yeah.
That's our plan.
Well, that's the best way, you know. And along the way, you've had some amazing high-profile support slots, haven't you?
Indeed.
Obviously, it's a different thing when you're supporting.
Yeah.
Would you rather do a high-profile support in a big venue, or would you rather headline your own show? I think it might be a silly question, this, but
Headline.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I do love supporting people because it's a chance to showcase what you've got to someone else's audience.
Yeah.
Which is always good, because if you can steal that audience for yourself, you know, you're winning. But there ain't nothing like a headline.
No, I'm sure. But I want to keep on the support thing just for a second, because you supported the Killers, and that must have been. I mean, Ronnie Vannucci is one of my favourite drummers.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
Mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. Like, they played one of our songs with Alex Charlton sang one of our
doesn't
songs.
get much better than that.
Not at all. Not when Ronnie's playing the drums that I wrote. You know what I mean? That blew my mind.
Wow. Did you meet Ronnie?
I never got a chance to, because the day they came speaking to us all, I was violently ill either side of the gig, so I managed to hold it in just for playing.
Oh no. Oh, and then of course you supported Kasabian with our very own Ian Matthews late last year. Was that fun?
That was amazing. Again, such a lovely group of people, and watching them live again,
Great live.
amazing. Ian live, wow,
Monster drummer.
he makes that kit sound like it's there. It's so good.
No, incredible stuff. So obviously you've got your tour coming up, and how do you? It always fascinates me this. It's not very drum orientated, but what do you do travel wise on a tour like this? Is it buses, and you kind of live on the bus for the tour, or?
Pretty much, yes. We've this will only be our second tour on a bus. We've been in vans we were in vans for far too long.
Paying your dues at school.
Yeah.
Done that.
Yeah. Very well. But yeah, we're on buses now. We've all got our own bunks, and it's lovely. It's so much better.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I would live on tour if I could, but
yeah, you say that.
Can't.
20 years. If I'm still around, I'll ask you again, and then we'll see if we get a different answer. So, is it kind of party central then? Is it on the bus, or are you a bit more sensible about it?
We're quite sensible, to be honest. Well, I wouldn't say it's sensible, but we're not party animals.
Yeah.
We like a few drinks and stuff, and we have a good laugh, but it's not till 4 a.m. every night.
It's not Motley Crue.
No, it's a bed and brew by 12 latest.
Rock and roll
at its finest, yeah.
But do you know what? It's a respectful thing to the people who are buying the tickets to your shows, buying your merch. You're in a good state, you know.
You got to stay fresh when you're on tour for the next day. Obviously, if we've got a day off, we might stay up a bit later and have a few drinks. But, you know.
Yeah, well, we'll forgive you that. You know, that's all right. And are you a sound check guy? Do you like getting into the sound checks? Because I know some I'll let the crew do it.
No, I'm all about it. I love a good pre-gig sound check.
Yeah.
Warms you up in it, and you get the feel for the room and stuff.
Yeah.
Get your mix on.
I think that's a big one, isn't it? Obviously, most bands these days have very clean stages with no wedges. Are you that band, or do you?
Yeah, we don't use wedges anymore. We've got in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
Which is a million times better, especially from our hearing. I've already got tinnitus. I'm only 23. So.
Oh, dear.
It's my fault though. I hold my hands up.
Yeah, that's nasty, isn't it? But it keeps everything under control, and mixes don't change that much night to night, do they? Then it makes it's quicker and easier for everybody, and
it's a lot better.
Yeah. So obviously you've got a tech, but do you like to get on and tinker yourself and just?
Yeah, I mean, if I can hear something's a bit off, I'll have a go. But the tech, he's really, really good.
Yeah.
He makes them sound absolutely amazing. The snare on that last run I had, it sounded like I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But, you know, in the practice room and stuff, I'll do it all myself. But gig times, it's just easier for him to do it.
Sure. And size-wise, obviously, because you've got this kit for the tour that's coming up very shortly, are the same sizes on your other kits as well, or are these different sizes?
So no, I've gone full Bonham on this one. I used to have just 22, 12,
Okay.
16.
So logistically then, are you kind of prepared for the... Obviously, there's a lot more space taken up on the riser,
Yeah.
isn't it? And you do have to kind of think about stuff. Are you prepared for that?
I am prepared. I've thought about it logistically, and I've spoke to the crew about it and stuff. Everyone's fine with
Yeah.
it, so it'll just come down to the crunch when it gets set up on stage, isn't it?
It's going to look amazing, and I'm really looking forward to hearing it. So awesome, mate. Thanks, Duz.
Thanks for having us.
It's been great to see you. Good luck with the tour,
Thank you very much.
and enjoy those beautiful new drops,
I will.
won't you? So yeah,
See you at one of the dates.
I hope so. Yeah, and I can sit behind it and just drool on it.
Yep.
That's nice for you to
That's what I'll be doing.
isn't it? There you go. So I hope you enjoyed that episode of On the Sofa With. Thanks very much to Duz for coming along and doing it. And once again, don't forget, check out all of our social media. You'll find the links in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, BDC TV, and don't miss any of the amazing content that we've got coming your way. Thanks for watching. See you soon.